Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft video, and today we have another tutorial for you, and this time I'm very excited as I've designed this little miniature castle that I think looks absolutely wonderful. Very proud of the build and I hope that you do enjoy it and like it as much as I do. So with this video I'm going to show you how to build it for yourself, the materials that you will need, the layout for the foundations and everything that goes into building this. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like down below and let me know in the comments what you think. Also consider subscribing if you're not already, that way you can catch any future videos that I put up. But with that I'll say guys, sit back and let's get into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to need is a layout for the build, and this might look a little bit confusing at first, but I've tried to break the build up into different sections so that it's easier to follow when building. So the grey and the yellow here is the main section of the castle build. Then we have the tower in the black and orange, diagonal section in the grey and green, and then we have the doorway and a balcony marked out in blue and white concrete. So I can take a little bit of an aerial view here and you can count out exactly how many blocks each of the sections need, and it'll be easier to follow that way if you're building this for yourself. So the first thing we want to do then is build up each of these sections to the correct heights of where they're going to be. Now I'm going to use stone bricks to build up the structure in full, then we can back in and texture it all later on once we've got it completed. So this main section in the grey and yellow, we want this to go 6 high, so all the way around we follow this and build this up by 6 blocks. Okay, now that we have that built up, we move on to the tower. The tower is actually going to go 12 blocks high, and it's worth pointing out that I'm actually going to build it up from the ground here. Obviously when we're inside this will block it off, but we can always punch through the doorway once we have completed the exterior, but this helps us to keep the guide for the tower once we go up above this height. So like I said, 12 high for this one, just like so. Alright, started to take shape. Now we have our tower in place. We'll get to the top and the roof sections later on, but first of all we want to do this diagonal section, and these ones we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4 high, just like that, following the line around as we've done in the previous 2 sections. So let's get to that. Alright, so now we just have the doorway and the balcony section to go. The doorway here, this goes up by 3, so 1, 2, 3, like so. Not like that, like that. We'll add in the top section afterwards as said before, and with the balcony we want this to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way around on the guidelines. And there we have it, we have our structure in place, the main shape, and you can see now how it is taking place, or taking shape following those guides, and it is a lot easier that way, that we break it up in each section one at a time and then we can tell each one what the height is. So now let's move on to the roof sections and getting those all figured out. Okay, moving on to the roofs now, we want to take our warped stair block and come to the main section. On this corner, place a temporary block like that, break it away, and then we want to come one out from the edge just like so. And just like a normal roof design, we're going to just staircase it up like this, upside down stairs underneath, then a regular facing stair like that. And we want to come to the other side, do the exact same with a temporary block, break it away, out by 1, and then upside down and regular stairs all the way up until they meet in the middle. Cap that off with a stair in the middle like so, and then a little warp slab on top of that one. Then we want to follow this line and fill in all of the stairs all the way along. On this side here, we want to go all the way to this so it touches the wall. And with this side, almost the same idea, but we want to go one out from the edge of the build, so that would be there, so one out from that, and that's it, done. So, like I said, follow this line and we will complete the roof. Right, roof done, and well, you see how that connects there? Looks a nice effect. and we will come back in later and add in the little dark oak accent blocks and things for the extra detail, but for now we want to get the main structures done. You can come in here and you'll notice that it is a little bit odd, so what we want to do is take your stone bricks again and fill in all of these blocks here, just so that it meets up with the stairs and there's no gaps. Okay, moving on to the diagonal roof now, and we want to take our warped slabs. Now it's easier to start on this side, as you can place it here, and we want this slab to be one away from the wall, so we'll need to do something like this with temporary blocks and placing them all the way along like so. And this pattern follows all the way around. Okay, once you get something like that, the next step is just to build it inwards. So we want to go up by a slab each of the times. We can actually leave the temporary blocks this time, as they are going to be useful for when we do the next layer, but follow my video here and we can build up this roof design and section of the build. Okay, there we go, that's all done. So we just take it, taper it in one block at a time, and it adds this nice little effect of a diagonal roof. What we can do as well here is just attach these ones to the side like so, and then it makes it look a little bit more sloped going outwards and away from the building, as it is a roof with an angle to it. Time to move on to the tower now, and we want to take some polished andesite slabs, stairs and andesite walls. We first of all want to take stone bricks again, and in the corners here we want to bring the wall out like so, and do that on each of the sides. Then we want to take our polished andesite block, temporary one there, and stick it out one from the wall, and then follow the line all the way around, taking away the temporary blocks so that it is only one out from the wall on each of the sides, and we want to do that all the way around. Okay, so back underneath of this andesite block here, we want to do some stairs like this. We want a wall in the middle and two walls in those sections, and once again we repeat that on all four sides. And there we have it. We come back with our polished andesite block and put one on the middle end, fill in that block there, and do the middle and the ends on each of the sides, filling in the little diagonal block until we make our little turret design like so. Almost done with the roofs now, and it's time to move on to the little doorway section. So I want to take a polished andesite slab and place it on the top of those two slabs on either side, then one in the middle, a slab at the back there and there, and then some stone brick slabs just along there, and that's so that we've got enough space to get in the doorway once it is in place. Now moving on to the balcony area, we want to place a stone brick blocks on each of these sections just like I'm doing here, with another slab on the inside of there, that one, and the inside of that one, and that is our balcony done as well. A couple of finishing touches now to the structure, and then we can move on to the detail. So come to the doorway section and add in stone brick stairs upside down like so, with a slab in the middle, gives a nice archway. Then to our balcony we add 3 andesite walls on these sections with a slab on top, and do the same on the other side like that. Come to the front here, we want to place 3 stairs, 1 in the middle, and then 3 on that side, just like so, and that is that main structure all complete. And we come up to the top section here, and we want to fill in this entire thing with andesite, polished andesite slabs. First of all, we want to do on this here so as the bottom half of the block, and we want to fill this whole thing in. Okay, now that it's filled in, we want to find the center block and come out and find the corners from there, just like that. Take your stone brick blocks once again, place in the holes that you've punched out, another 2 on top of those, join them up in the middle, a stair on the middle sections, a slab on the corners, block in there, and one more block on top, and that'll be that little section that our flag will be hanging from. Now we move on to the dark oak sections to add a little bit more detail. So the first thing we want to tackle is this roof. So we want to come 2 blocks in, and then we break away this whole middle section like so. Come another 1, 2, 3, and then break away all of those blocks. And don't forget to do both sides, as they will be symmetrical on each side of the roof. Okay, so this can be a little bit tricky to place. This one's fine, as we want it on the inside of the block like so, and probably easier to follow this here as a guide from the stone bricks. So we've got a little bit of an inset just like that, and then we cap that off at the bottom with a slab. Then do the same on this one, and again this one may be tricky, but we just need to make use of temporary blocks as we are placing these ones in, like so, and then all the way on the other side. Remember, and place our slabs at the bottom. Then we want to take fences and place a fence on each one of those, going all the way up. Slab, fence, and fences like so. Now we come underneath of this warped stair and place in dark oak fences along like so. And once again, do that on the other side as well. Okay, in order to do the door, we come in here and just break away these blocks so we have a space. Take some dark oak trapdoors, and on this block here, place some like so, and we want to do that 3 high so that we can expand them. Place a temporary block here, another dark oak on top of that, then we can place in our door facing from that way, and that's our little door entrance into the base. Time to add in some windows now, and the first one to tackle is this diagonal. So just coming to right in the centre section, punch out those 2 blocks like so. Place dark oak slabs on the bottom and top, then some trapdoors on either side like so, acting as little shutters. Then we want to come to this section, and right in the middle, we want to actually take some stone brick stairs and break out that block there, break away those 2, that one, so we have like so, and we can actually take away the blocks that is on the inside so that we can access it, and then some dark oak fences for a window. Then come up to our tower, break away this block, do under that, and then another stair just the same way, and that is our window on the tower. Now heading round to the back side of the base, and we want to actually mirror what we have here all the way around with windows. So one there, and one there, again filling in with some fences like so. Then round to the back, you come in by 2 blocks and break out these ones, and another little window just there. You can play around with the window locations once you figure out your interior, probably the best way to go, but this is the way that I think I will have it laid out for my own. Now we want to come to the balcony section. I want to break away actually quite a large area, and first off actually you can fill in this section with stone bricks, as this will be the exterior like so. Now we can make our doorway with some trapdoors on the sides like so, stairs in the corners, and a little slab in the middle, and that is just a little doorway out to our balcony. Moving up to the top of the tower, and one thing we need to add is these andesite walls on top of these sections, just to give that castle feel a little bit more and complete off that tower look. Then we add a couple of fences on top of this for our flag to hang from. And that is us got pretty much all of blocks and details, and we just need to do some texturing and add in some more broken up parts of the build. So now it's time to getting to adding in all the little extra details and texture to make the building feel a lot more alive and fitting in better with the environment. The first thing I get to is adding in a lot of slabs and blocks placed around the outside randomly, but just to make that foundation feel a lot more solid and in with the terrain. Then I mix in some stone and mossy stone bricks with the walls, along with some cobblestone in the bottom sections and in the corners, looking a lot more weathered and broken up. Then the last thing we can do is add in some stairs, upside down stairs, regular facing stairs, replacing some of the blocks. That way it looks like little pieces are broken off and it adds some more interest to the more flat areas of the build. Alright, now that we've done that, the build looks a lot more settled into the environment and we can do some more later on, but first of all we do want to come up to the roof. Now, if you're building this at the early game in Minecraft, you may not have access to these resources, but I'm going to texture up my roof using some dark prismarine stairs and slabs. Again, just adding that texture makes that weathered feel and really helps settle in the build and to the environment, just like this. So adding in all these textures, let's just help that out. So like I said, you might not have access to these materials, but if you do it, then it is definitely recommended that we texture up the roof, something like this. Okay, you see that we adding in this texture, it really does give that more weathered feel, and I think it just makes that whole roof pop and look a lot better. So yeah, definitely recommend doing that if you can, but it looks fine otherwise if you just want to go with the wood on its own. So moving into the last final touches of this build, I want to go to the top now and add a little flag. The colours are very much up to you, whatever colours that you think that you would suit your area. I'm going to go with cyan and white wool and tie it all into the colours we have on the roof. So a little flag, something like that, works wonders. Then we can add in some water to our little water feature down at the balcony area. So just punching out this little block here, we may need to place in a block just behind it, and then a little water can run out, so we have a little fountain and water feature. And well, the build is now done. You have done it, well done, and we have made a little miniature castle looking absolutely fabulous in this environment. But we can make it a little bit better, so what I'm going to do off camera, I'm going to make up an interior so you can see how you may want to lay it out, but as I said, that is completely up to you, as at the moment you will have something that looks like this, which is not ideal. But I'm going to do that off camera and make up an interior for it, and probably do a little bit more out here with a path, adding in some bushes, things like that, maybe even a little bridge going across the water and the little river there. So yeah, let me do all that off camera and we can see what this thing would look like once it is fully built up in your world. And with the magic of editing, we are back and the castle is now complete on the inside as well as the outside. As you can see, I've added in a little bit of leaves, some grass and things around, a little path coming out the front. We could do a bridge across here, I think that would look really cool. But for the purposes of this video, I think this is good enough. So we can take a walk inside and we have just a little living area with some seating. We have some storage for the meeting things, for the castle. Little corridor with some paintings. Storage room back here, full of random assortment of storage. Upstairs now, and we can go all the way up this way to the top of the tower, like so. We've got our flag and we can look ahead at any enemy invading forces coming that way, and back down we go. And then we have a bedroom at the end of this corridor, just here with some decorations and things, looking out onto the balcony, adding in some flowers, plant pots, all these kind of things. But it has been a fun one. I'm very proud of this build. I think it turned out great. I personally really love the design and the colours and things, so I hope you enjoyed it as well. But with that, guys, it is going to be the end of the video. So again, thank you very much for watching. It has been fun to design, and if you liked it, please let me know down in the comments and leave a like for the video. It really helps me out. Consider subscribing as well, and you can stay up to date and catch future tutorials from myself. But guys, with that, it's going to be the end. Thanks again for watching. Until the next time, bye bye.